talent, but you can spot lousy really quickly. You don't need binoculars to see bad. Awful jumps off the page in life. Okay? The Cowboys aren't awful. They're not poorly coached. This isn't like Butch Jones at Tennessee or Brady Hoke at Michigan. This is not Jim Tom Sula in San Francisco or Mark Trestman for the Bears. When you watch the Cowboys, do they look like they're poorly coached? No. You don't have to be a football expert to see a team that's in disarray. Let's look at three very key stats. Third down efficiency. Cowboys are 5th in the league. That means they're pretty good. Third down, biggest down in football. Dallas is good, top 5 in the league. Let's go to penalties. 9th fewest in the NFL. Pete Carroll's Seahawks lead the league. Let's go to time of possession. Among the leaders in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys. They appear competent to me. Okay, you would know if they were poorly coached. You would know if they're incompetent. What Dallas is like most Cowboy teams, beholden to 1 or 2 stars. And those stars aren't as good as you think. First of all, their offensive playmakers are below average. Dez, I've been saying this now for 2 years, is wildly overrated, ridiculously needy, sadly high maintenance, and can't catch regularly. Dez Bryant's just overrated. I said it years ago. Get him out of here. Get a left tackle, a right tackle, a Mike linebacker, a top corner, a pass rusher. You're paying big money to a guy that's mostly a shot fighter. Jason Witten's the tight end. He'll be a Hall of Famer, but let's be honest. He's old. Cole Beasley's just a guy. So are your other wide receivers. We have overstated the Cowboys' offensive pieces. Yeah, I like Zeke Elliott when he's capable of playing and shows up and doesn't get in trouble. But you can't build an offense around a second-year running back who even his dad acknowledged is wildly immature. Listen, if the Cowboys didn't have a bunch of cluster injuries in the middle of the season, you'd be looking at a 9-6 team right now with a chance to win 10 games, beat Philadelphia, and get to the playoffs. Stats and data tell you Dallas is not overrated. They're just rated. We predicted they'd be a borderline playoff team. That's what we said. I didn't predict that Ty Smith, Sean Lee, and Zeke would get hurt. And if they didn't, they'd probably win 1 or 2 more games, and they're going into Week 17 fighting for a playoff spot. They're not as good as Philadelphia. They're not as consistent as the Rams. I don't like their roster top to bottom as good as the Saints or Carolina. And Minnesota, forget it. Their defense isn't close to that. But let's not go crazy here. What I don't like that in the down to the 2-yard line, they didn't give it to Zeke. Really, you think Pete Carroll's brilliant situationally? Ask Marshawn Lynch about that. Andy Reid's one of the best coaches in the NFL. You clobber him for his situational game management. Mike Tomlin's beloved. Really? How's he do against Belichick? He's always outclassed situationally. The Cowboys are 8-7, heading to their final game with a chance to go 9-7 in the tougher NFC, dealing with a 6-week Zeke suspension, with marginal perimeter talent, and a first-place schedule. This is exactly where they should be. They're not Brady Hoke at Michigan, Butch Jones at Tennessee, Jim Tom Sula at San Francisco, or Mark Trestman with the Bears. That's not what they are. Their perimeter talent is overstated. They had a tough schedule. They had cluster injuries. This is exactly where they should be. The concern would be if your owner overreacted, and Jerry Jones appears to understand the truth about his roster.
Just so we're clear about it, I do understand frustration right after you lose a game that has as much meaningfulness as this ball game. But I get to look at a lot of different things and have been around a lot of head coaches and coordinators, and so I feel good about our head coach.
You're fine. Are you too beholden to an immature second-year running back? Absolutely. Should you have dealt Dez Bryant a couple of years ago? Absolutely. But you've got young, cheap defensive line, linebacker, and secondary talent, and next year you won't have a first-place schedule. Hopefully Zeke grows up. The danger would be an overreacting owner, and you don't have that today, nor should you.